Hi guys, and thanks to everyone who left questions. Don't forget, if you haven't already left a question, you can always leave another one and I'll do another video. I'm not going to answer every question that everyone left. I'm going to pick one from each person and answer that, because otherwise this video would go on forever. But I might do another one with other questions. So anyway, here goes. First question is from Red Volley, and she asked me, let me have a look at my bit of paper here, what are 3 things you always take with you when you travel? Now, I thought about this a bit, because there's actually 3 things that I always take, but the only way I could narrow it down was to think, what 3 things could I not do without? And there are only 3 things that I couldn't do without. And the first thing, obviously, is my passport, because I'm not going anywhere without my passport unless I'm travelling within the country, and I live in a small country, so usually travelling involves leaving the country, so passport. The second thing is my driving licence, because pretty much like at home, a lot of times the easiest way to get around is to drive yourself, and car hire most places isn't that expensive and can work out the cheapest way of getting about. So yeah, I'm going to need a driving licence if I'm going to hire a car, and it's also another source of identification should I need one. And the third thing is a credit card with a high credit limit on it, or a debit card with plenty of funds in the account, because there aren't many places in the world now where you can't find an ATM and get cash out with one of those things, and once you've got cash you can get literally anything else you need. So if you've lost everything else, or you've rushed out in a hurry and you haven't brought anything else, you can pretty much purchase it. You know, wherever you are in the world, there's generally going to be the things you need in that part of the world to use. So a credit card, and if I've walked out through the door, through my front door, and I've got those 3 things in my pocket, I'm pretty sure I can get anywhere. If I need clothes, I've got the credit card to buy them. If I need to hire a car, I've got my driving licence and a credit card. If I need to go on an aeroplane, I've got my passport. And those 3 things, everybody thinks you need a huge amount of stuff to go travelling, but if you've got those 3 things, you've got all you need to go travelling. So those are the 3 things that I always take, and if I've got those 3 things, I feel pretty safe, I feel pretty comfortable and pretty mobile. So that's it. The second question is from Glass Chick. Now, she asked me 2 questions. The first one I'm a little bit worried about answering, because if I answer that question, I reckon that the Sri Lankan tourist authorities will assassinate me. The second question is, where have you travelled that had the most wonderful food? Now, I've had a lot of wonderful food, and I've had a lot of bad food when travelling, but the best meal I ever had was barbecued pork in Cuba with plantains and some other root vegetable that I don't actually know what it's called, but like, they do have the best pork there. It's free range pork. They marinate it in like garlic and green orange juice, and it's pretty much the best pork I've ever had. If you like pork and you like that crispy bit on the outside and you like it succulent, this stuff is great. That's probably the best meal I've ever had anywhere. So that contradicts most of the guidebooks, will tell you that you don't get good food in Cuba, and it's true that a lot of the hotels there, although they won't make you ill, it's pretty bland, plain food. And I guess pork's pretty bland, plain food, but as bland, plain food goes, that pork meal is probably one of the best meals I have had in my life. So that's the answer to that question. Brad Thunder asks me, should I go to work tonight? I don't want to. It's rainy, it's windy, and I hate it. But it's up to you. Right, well, Brad, I really don't think you should just have a day off work because you don't like it I think in the long term, what you should be thinking about if you hate your job, and that was the thing that stood out to me in that particular question, is be looking for a job that you don't hate. I mean, I know all of us have to work, or most of us have to work, whether we like it or not, and I know it's unlikely you'll find a job where you're overjoyed to be going in, but if you actually hate your job, there's probably a job out there that's better for you, and maybe what you really need to be doing is spending a little bit of your spare time, which I know is hard when you're working. You know, the last thing you want to do when you come back is start thinking about work, but maybe you should be looking into what else you could do that you'd enjoy more, because you spend most of your life at work, and you might as well at least have a job that you don't hate. There's no guarantee. I mean, even a job you really love, there's going to be times when you don't like it, but I think you probably need to look at finding another job. And I know that's like a hard step to take, because you get used to places, and you know, even if you don't necessarily like all the people around you, you know them, you know where you stand, and it's a bit like taking a plunge into a deep pool. But I think you've done that kind of thing lately. You've stepped outside the box. Why not do it with your work? Try and find something that you'll actually not hate, not dread going to do. Easily said, not easily done, but that's my advice on that. I don't advise that you start just not going to work because you don't like it, because that's the beginning of the end, mate. Trust me, been there, done that. Yeah, so that's my advice on that one. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope it wasn't too patronising. Yeah, just try it and find something that you like to do, because I know you're a talented guy and there's a lot of things you could do, and it will take a little bit of work to change your work, but that's probably where you should be going. Okay, Nancy Leal wanted to know what all the things on the shelves behind me were, and I don't really think I've got time to go into all of them right now in detail, but I brought a couple over with me, and the first one is a carnival mask, hand-painted carnival mask from Cuba, which I bought on one of my travels to Cuba, and yeah, it's quite nice. I guess it's tourist tack, but at least it's locally made, not made in Taiwan or Hong Kong or anything. It's made of paper mache, and yeah, I quite like it. It's it's quite nice. It's like a paper mache, hand painted, very nice. And one of the other things is a baby Easter Island moi. There he is. Oh, I'm the Easter Island moi. And I know that's a little bit tacky, probably some people would think that it's made from Easter Island rock, and it's got one of the little hats that some of them have, and it's carved there. So again, it's tack, but it's local tack. It's not made in Taiwan. It's all handcrafted. So that's two of the things on my shelf. I'll get round. I'll probably talk about some of the other things on my shelves at some stage, but there's two for you, just to wet your whistle. Okay, let's see who's next. Lisa Asterisk asks, what is your favourite part of London? Well, I found this one quite hard, because although I live very, very close to London, I'm in 25 minutes, and I'm by train, if I get a fast train, is Liverpool Street, which is right in the centre of London. I don't actually go there that much, but I guess if I really had to pick, if I had to pick a place that I've probably gone back to more times than anywhere else, and where usually I've always had a pleasant, nice, fun experience of one sort or other, I'd have to say Camden. During the day, the market in Camden is like excellent if you like slightly more unusual kind of knickknacks and stuff. And you know, if you're into alternative clothing and things like that, and by night there's nightclubs, there's always some group playing somewhere, or multiple groups to choose from in different venues. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people would say Covent Garden, but Covent Garden's a little bit upmarket, touristy and tacky for me. And I would probably say, as I say, Camden. Camden is probably my favourite spot in London, although, as I say, I'm no aficionado on London. I live near it, and yeah, I've been it, and I've seen the sights and what have you, but I don't often travel up to London. I'm kind of a country guy. I'm not drawn to the big city so much. I guess because I've always got the option, you know, if I want to go to London I can. But yeah, Camden. Camden's my recommend for London if you're ever looking for somewhere to go. And that's it for now. But if you have only got this video and you didn't see the last one and you've got a question, leave the question, because I will probably do another one of these video response things. So you can leave a question on this video, or you can leave a question on the original video, and I will probably get round to answering it sometime, because I should probably answer some of the other questions that these people have left me as well in a video soon. So I guess that would be the second episode of Ask CoZzMiX, and there will be a third, I promise. There'll be at least one more, because I've got enough questions here probably to do 2 or 3 videos. So yeah, if you didn't get to ask a question, if you didn't see the video in time, ask a question, please ask a question, and I will try and answer it. But until then, catch you later guys, have fun, have a good weekend, see you later.